So, since I have decided to set up a YouTube video for you guys to get a full actual view and a little bit more of an explanation of my garden, um, here we are. So, these viney tomato plants are clones from a cherry tomato plant that I got, 4 cherry tomato plants that I got from Walmart later in the season, because by the time I was able to actually plant anything, it was late. So I decided to jumpstart the season with just getting some plants. So these are growing. This is a companion plant. It's a dwarf marigold. I had 2 of them. One of them died. This is something called leaf miners. It's actually a fly. And I believe that it's also attacking that, and that may have been what killed my other dwarf marigold tree, or flowers rather. This is another clone. I had made 4 clones out of the 4 plants, and on this back trellis here, something seems to be eating my flowers. See, this is the stem where all the flowers are. And something ate it. But some of them survived, because I still have some there. So that's those 2. And then these are the last 2 clones. I put the last two in the same pot because I didn't have enough bags or soil at the time. And see, this one also, it's supposed to have more flowers, but it doesn't because something's eating it. And then this tomato plant is a hybrid that I had gotten on clearance. I paid literally like $4 for this plant because it was dying. It was on clearance, and I nursed it back to health. This one's not looking all that great. That's actually the first tomato that comes out looking like that from this plant. The rest of them, I think I've gotten like maybe 5 out of this plant. I'm sorry, no, it was 6, and now these 2 extra ones. And then this is not my yard. This is the yard where I'm staying at, the roommate. So I'm gonna be helping her with this yard once that temperature goes down, because she's organizing all the rocks. Anyways, this is the original 4 plants. I call it the monstrosity. Again, poor man gardening, right? So when I started this, I didn't have a lot of soil, I didn't have a lot of bags, and I didn't know that cherry tomatoes need a lot of roots, make a lot of roots rather, and need a lot of space. So one day when I was feeding and moving around my plants, I noticed that the roots were coming out of the bottom. So I got a 20-gallon container, filled it up with soil, and then put the bag in because I didn't want to shock the plant. It was already producing and all of that. And this one does not have the same problem as the one on the trellis. So there are plenty. There's some tomatoes there. There's another cluster of flowers. Flowers. They're all over, since it is 4 different plants. And I have it growing on her citrus tree that died on her as a trellis. Then we have comfrey. This comfrey plant, I purchased the root because that's the only way you can buy it. So I got that. I was able to split the root. I have another one growing. This is my moringa tree, and I do have a shade cloth because it is crazy hot in Florida, in Jacksonville. I'm in grow zone 9A. Alright, let's start from here. These are scallion onions that I'm growing or trying to sprout for the winter. This is an opal basil. And then this is like an Italian big leaf basil, which I'm going to be snipping and bringing to my daughter. This is a smaller plant, same plant though. This down here is supposed to be a jalapeno pepper plant, but it hasn't really grown much. But it's alright. I'm just letting it ride out. Those I sprouted. I did not buy that. The basil, same thing. All the basils, I'll let you know as I go through the tour. So the basils I grew from seed. These are my bell pepper plant. And these I did get from Walmart as well. I put them in a 3-gallon pot because, again, space was limited and supplies were limited. But these plants, because I live in Florida, will last for 2 years. So once it starts to get a little cold, I'll cut everything back and I'll transplant them into bigger pots so that next year the fruits will be bigger and it'll produce more. This is just a flower. This was really like a pollinator, and look, that's a little sick. I'll have to clip that later. It grows a nice pretty yellow flower, but it doesn't have any growing right now. This is my strawberry plant. I also purchased this from Walmart, and this is what you call a ever-bearing strawberry plant. There are 2 different types. One is a June-bearing and one is an ever-bearing. I got the ever-bearing because it produces all year long. And again, since I'm in Florida, this will last. I mean, strawberry plants last generally for 4 to 5 years. So you can, even if you're growing up north, you can like put it outside, and then when the winter comes, bring it inside, and you can maintain it that way. So these plants produce at several different levels. As you can see, this one's almost ready, this one's still growing, there's all of these that are popping out. And another nice thing about the strawberries is I paid $5 for this plant. By the end of this season, I'll have 4 to 5 more plants from this mama plant, and it will live for 4 to 5 years. And each baby at the end of each season will give me more plants. So next year I'll have a whole bunch of strawberries basically producing at the same time, all for $5 investment on the plant itself. Same thing with these, or any plants that I buy from like Walmart, I usually try to get either clearance or like the $5 ones. This is my ginger plant. This I did actually purchase from a very nice place called Eat Your Yard. Same thing with my moringa tree. I bought it from a place called Eat Your Yard. Awesome nonprofit place. I paid $10 for these, but very well worth it because I'm going to be making a ginger tea with this. This is also something that I purchased because I tried several times to sprout this and I could not. It's really hard to sprout. So I'm glad I have it. And again, because I live in Florida, this will last me for years to come. This, which looks like it might be starting to get a little sickly, is another basil. This is called Thai basil. So it's more for like Asian cooking and stuff like that. It's a little bit spicier. It's a little bit more pungent. That's another opal basil. To believe it or not, this one and that other one over there were put in the dirt at the same time. They were about the same height, but this one's doing better. So it is always good to do more than one plant because they don't always survive, or one's stronger than the other. This is a pinto bean, but for some reason it's still not producing. Like the flowers are there, and then the flowers, I haven't been successful with my beans. My other beans also didn't do well. I don't know if it's just like it's not the wrong season, because I did go according to our season, but you see how this is a little white, that tells me that this is some type of disease that's happening to the plant. Because, to believe it or not, beans don't like moisture, and we've had on and off rain or whatever. I overwatered it too. That is actually a pineapple plant from a pineapple that I got from Walmart that we ate. And then we, for S&Gs, decided to put it in the dirt, and guess what? It's sprouted. This is all new growth. This was from the original pineapple, the one that we ate. These are for carrots. I just put some, and I had some other plants in here. I had my lettuces, which these are lettuce, romaine, but they've bolted. I gotta take all these out. I had put some carrots in here when I put down the lettuce, but all the lettuce died and one carrot sprouted. So I decided to just use these for carrots. So I just put a whole bunch of carrot seeds in there. We'll see how that goes. Another different type of lettuce that is also bolting. This was a sugar cane that I was trying to sprout. Obviously it didn't sprout. That other comfrey plant, I was able to split the root, and this is another one. Very good plant for, oh my gosh, literally just for fertilizer. It's a fertilizer plant. It's a plant you grow for your other plants, but it's hard to grow in a bag because it's really meant to be in the ground. It has a very long root system. It digs really far down. Like, I might have to move this one. This is Asian sweet potatoes. Now it looks like this one's also getting a little sick, so I'll have to do a little research and see what's going on with that. I think, again, it's just been too moist. Yeah, see, because it's wet in there. So I think that's what it is. I am not 100% sure. I'll have to do some research, like I said, but it is 2 plants on here, 1 on each side. This is a goji berry bush. This will last me for years to come, as long as I take care of it. But this is supposed to be a shrub, so it's gonna grow big. I may at some point transplant it into like a 20-gallon container, but for now it's staying there. And then over here, in the only shade in this backyard other than my shade cloth, I have this plant, which is my shampoo ginger. It's gotten really tall. I got it from the same place, Eat Your Yard. Oh my gosh, we have new growth. Oh my gosh, this is my discovery. You're on with me on the discovery. I've been waiting for this. Oh, that's where the little things come from, so that I can start making my own shampoo. So that's exciting. And then, oh, so this is that cactus that she has over there in the corner. It's one of the offsprings. That was another little cactus, a different type, but it seems like it's not doing well in this heat. This was my first attempt at cucumbers. As you see, it's not doing well. It wasn't really producing the larger size, whatchamacallit, and I discovered that if you let it dry out, it'll fuck up your whole harvest. And I think it did. And again, I didn't know that, because sometimes they tell you to stress out the plant a little bit. It makes it produce better. Some plants you can't do that with. This one I tried to do with due to lack of time and this fucking crazy heat. And now I've just decided I'm going to start from scratch. So sometime in August, I'm going to sprout new seeds for this and see if it does better in the winter, so that we have some cucumbers. And that is the garden.